Here are 11 poor listening behaviors that you must get rid of today. And number 7 is extremely important. If you want to connect well with people, if you want to build good relationship with people, it begins by you being a better listener. More than being able to speak, more than being able to express yourself, you need to be able to learn how to listen to others. Listening is powerful. And if you want to be a good listener, you need to be able to provide people with safe emotional space, where people feel comfortable coming and speaking to you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran narrates to us an episode from the life of Yusuf alayhi salam, where Prophet Yusuf, he was 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, pre-teenager, comes to his father and he sees a dream and he's concerned. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says, إِذْ قَالَ يُوسُفُ لِأَبِيهِ يَا أَبَتِ إِنِّي رَأَيْتُ أَحَدَ عَشَرَ كَوْكَبًا وَالشَّمْسَ وَالْقَمَرَ رَأَيْتُهُمْ لِي سَاجِدِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Yusuf alayhi salam come to his father, "Oh my dear beloved father, I see in my dream the sun, the moon, the 11 stars, I see them prostrating to me." And here a son who is a pre-teenager and a father who is elderly man, even though there is a generational gap, he is able to feel safe coming to his father. His father is able to provide him with emotional safe space and be an amazing listener. We find an amazing narration in the Sirah of the Prophet ﷺ. It comes in Ibn Majah that a young woman comes to the Prophet ﷺ and she complains to the Prophet that my father wants to marry me to my relative. And upon hearing this, Prophet ﷺ gives her 2 options. 1, you can accept the proposal, or number 2, you can reject it. This is in your court. And what's amazing about that is that Prophet ﷺ was able to provide this young woman with a safe space to the point that she felt comfortable coming to the leader of Medina, to the Prophet, the Nabi himself, and being able to share about a very sensitive family matter. He was able to give a safe emotional space. And so if we want to be people who are able to give people safe emotional space, we want to get rid of our 11 poor listening behaviors. And here they are. Number 1, we want to stop daydreaming when we're listening. So, when we're listening to people, sometimes we're thinking about unrelated topics. Almost like when you're in college and listen to your professor. But when you listen to someone at work, at school, at home, your family, your friends, loved ones, you can't be daydreaming. You want to be focused and really listen to what they have to say. Number 2, you have to stop debating inside your head. When we listen to people, oftentimes we take what they're saying and we give the pros and the cons. In our head, we're almost doing analysis. No, you just want to focus and listen to the person. Number 3, sometimes we are pseudo-listening. So we act like we're listening, we're saying and we are nodding our head. We're actually not listening. We are not paying attention to what they're saying. Matter of fact, what they're saying, we're not that interested. Maybe you think we know what they're saying already. Abdullah ibn Mubarak, one of the early scholars, he used to say that sometimes someone would come to me and they will relate and narrate to me something that I already knew, even before they were born. But I would sit there and listen to him or as if I was listening to it for the first time. Really listen to people. Focus. Number 4, rehearsing, planning what you're going to say next. So when you listen to someone, oftentimes what we do is we're just planning what we're going to say next, because we don't really care what they have to say, but I'm going to respond. And so let me just put together my words and my sentences and respond. When we unconsciously do that, it takes away the attention and it splits the attention. And that affects your memory, cognition, and social awareness, according to research. And what that does is you lose what the person is saying because you're so focused in rehearsing what you're going to say next. Number 5, stage hogging. You redirect the conversation to meet your own goals. So you listen to this person and you're not really listening because you just want to get rid of certain points and certain goals. You're focused on talking about your vacation or your family and you're not really paying attention to what they're saying. So you just somehow connect whatever they're saying and just redirect the conversation all the time, every time, to your own personal agenda. That's called stage hogging. Number 6, ambushing. What you do is you gather information to use against the person. So you're in a conversation, you're arguing about an issue, you're trying to come to a resolution. What you do is instead of listening to the person, their argument and their points, what you're doing is just gathering pointers that you're going to go back and attack right away. As soon as they're done, you're just going to spit out. And you're not really listening. Number 7, and this is very, very important, problem solving. You're just ready to give unasked advice. So you're not really listening. You know what the person is saying, and you think, you know what, I'm gonna just respond. You know, research shows that most of us begin to speak even before the other person actually finishes. So we actually just begin speaking even the person didn't even finish. And we're ready to give some advice. You want to avoid problem solving. Number 8, selective listening. You know, you're only responding to the part of the conversation that interests you. So you're just nodding your head, and you're just doing your thing, and then this part interests you, you respond to that. You're not really listening to people. Be present and listen to people. Number 9, defensive listening. This is where you take everything personally. A story the person shares, you somehow find a way, maybe is he making fun of me? Is she trying to put me down? And you just find a way to take it personally. Focus and just listen to the person. Number 10, avoided listening. You block out what you don't want to hear. So you're listening, but if once in a while, you just things just block out, or you don't take in, you don't even consider that. You heard it, but you didn't really hear it. And finally, number 11, you judge. If you want to be an amazing listener, you want to get rid of judging, letting your negative influence about the person, about what they're saying, influence you. You know, when we can really take this 11 and really deeply listen to each other, what happens is that our brain are able to mirror the activity in the other person's brain. And then we can really truly understand. Because when we really truly listen and we really sit there and focus and we're attuned to the every words and conversation, we're trying to pick up how they're feeling, what they're saying, the language centers of our brain that produces inner speech, it slows down. And so we're able to actually focus. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we can be a people that are able to give people safe space, and we can get rid of this 11 bad, poor listening behaviors. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.